Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video, I will show you how to integrate the Google Play Integrity API in React Native's new architecture for Android. So this Google Play Integrity API is only Android specific. Second thing is you would require a paid Google Play developer account. So you will have to pay around $10. So it is just a one-time fee. Third thing which I want to clear it out is we will require a backend application as well. For that I will be using Next.js. I know Next.js is not a backend framework, it is a full stack React.js framework. The reason I'm using Next.js is because we need to create only two API endpoints. So one is get, second one is post. And the advantage with Next.js is I can easily deploy it to Vercel, which easily deploys Next.js application. Now this video is not sponsored by Vercel. I don't have anything to do with them. It's just that it is easy for me without registering credit card and debit card, because we need to deploy our backend service to some cloud provider. That's why I'm using Vercel. If you can use any backend framework, whatever you feel like Node.js with Express. The Next.js code which we will be writing is very similar to Node.js with Express, because behind the scene Next.js also uses Node.js. But you feel free to use C#.net or Java Spring Boot or Golang or whatever you are feeling comfortable with, PHP Laravel. So that's what I wanted to clear it out. Second is what is Google Play Integrity API? So it is basically used to check whether your app was downloaded from Google Play Store or not, like a valid Play Store. And if it is side loaded or downloaded it from a pirated software, then maybe once you check that using Google Play Integrity API, you can block or take any action to your user. So suppose if I have some feature, suppose I'm making a game and in that I want to award coins to a user, but I will award coins to a user only if they have downloaded it from Google Play Store and they have not downloaded the pirated version of my app. So in that particular case I can make a call to Google Play Integrity API and check that. So that is one of the use cases for this. Other thing which I want to specify is there are only 10,000 requests per day, or per user, something like that, per day I think, for all users, which is in free tier for Google Play Integrity API. If your API request exceed this particular quota, then you will have to contact Google or fill out a form. You can check their documentation on Google Play Integrity API to update that particular quota, and I think you will have to pay some amount to Google as well. So yeah, that's out of the way. In this case we don't have to pay anything, because yeah, this is just a sample application. First you will have to come to Google Cloud Platform or Google Cloud Console, whatever you call it. Then we have to create one project. So I'll just click on this drop down, click on new project, and I will just give this app name as Venture Vault. It's better you give it some proper name, because we need to deploy this app to Google Play Console as well. uh, Inside that, in Google Play Console, we won't be uploading all that app icon, feature graphics, so don't worry about it, because we will be deploying it to internal testing. So internal testing does not require all that stuff, and internal testing is available to testers within an hour max. It is available quickly as soon as you upload it, but sometimes it takes an hour max as well, and it is not reviewed by Google. So that's the advantage, so don't worry too much about it. So I'm just giving the app name as Venture Vault, project name, sorry. I'll click on create. Let's just wait for this project to get created. So the project is created. I'll click on select project, and here you can see we have selected this. Inside our drop down, Venture Vault is selected. Then we'll click on API and services. Then let's just wait for this. Then click on enable API and services. Then here I will just search for Play Integrity. I'll click on this Google Play Integrity API. Then I'll click on enable. So let's just wait for this to get enabled. Okay, so this has been enabled. Then I'll go to my cheat sheet. This is cheat sheet which I have created because it's very difficult for me to remember all the steps. Then you will have to click on this three dot, go to project settings, Here you will have to copy this project number. We will be using this project number later on inside our React Native application, so keep it safe. So I'll just paste it over here. Then we'll have to go to this particular URL. So I'll just open this particular URL over here. So yeah, then we'll have to click on enable the API. Okay, next we have to click on next over here, and inside enable API we'll have to click on enable. So let's just wait for this to finish. Make sure your proper project is selected in the drop down, otherwise you might enable it for the wrong project. Okay, so we are done with this. Then we'll again go to this particular URL over here. So I'll just open this. Okay, next is we'll click on API and services again. Again, make sure your proper project is selected in the drop down. And here, sorry, not API and services. I'll just go back. We'll have to click on IMA and admin. So let's just wait. Then here we have to click on service accounts. Here we will have to click on create service account. Give whatever name you feel like. I mean, give some proper name. For now I will just give it as my service account. I'll click on create and continue. Here I will just click on currently used owner. I'll click on continue. If you want to add more role, you can add that. This is optional, so I'll just click on done. Then I'll click on this three dots. I'll click on manage keys. I'll click on add key. I'll click on create new key. Here select key type as JSON, and here you will click on create. So here you can see it has downloaded this JSON file for us. Now we require this JSON file for this JSON file needs to be used from our backend application. So keep this JSON file handy. So yeah, that's also important. Now we can just start with creating a Next.js application, but you can use whatever framework you feel like. So yeah, it's up to you what you want to do. So here inside our terminal, so here I'm on the Next.js application. I'm using something called app router. Again, you don't have to worry about it if you're not using this app router anyways is React.js specific thing. Like on the front end side, we are not worried about front end. We are mostly worried about creating two backend APIs. One is get API and second one is post API. So first I'll just paste this command, but I'll remove this and I will give my application some name, something like my backend or whatever you feel like is right for you. Let's just wait. Now it will ask us few questions, so I'll just answer those questions quickly. Yes, I want to use TypeScript. I want ESLint. I don't want Tailwind CSS. I want the SRC directory. I want app router. I don't want TurboPack. I don't want to customize import alias. Now it will install all these dependencies for us, node module dependencies. So in the meantime, what I will do is I will just go back to my downloads folder where I have created this backend application, Next.js application, and open it. Now if you remember, we have downloaded this .json file as well, right? So you will have to drag and drop this .json file inside the root of our application. So something like this. So I have already drag and dropped it. Then you will have to go to SRC again. This node modules is not done, but it's fine. Let it do its thing. Go to app, and here you will have to create a folder called API. So this, if you're following Next.js, like following my way of doing things, make sure you only name it as API, do not name it as anything else. Then inside API you can create whatever folder you feel like. I'll just create a folder named users, and inside that we'll create a file called route.ts. Okay, now here we will write two API endpoints. One is get and second one is post. So I'll just quickly show get that code and paste it over here. Okay, so here I have deployed the APIs. Sorry, I have copied the code. The first thing is we have to install this particular dependency. So Google Auth library. So what I'll do, I'll just cd to my backend first. Then I will just do npm install Google Auth library. If you are using separate backend framework, like apart from for Node.js also this will be the same, but Java, Spring Boot or C#, .NET, then you just have to check the documentation on how to install this particular Google Auth library, because this will be different. I will just run this and it will install the dependencies for us. So let's just wait for I can remove this ESLint as well. Okay, so VS Code is now happy. So here I'm importing Google Auth from Google Auth library. I'm importing this crypto from Node.js and this path also from Node.js. Okay, I'll tell you why we are using it. So this is the get API endpoint. So this get API endpoint will create a hash. Our front end React Native application will call this get API endpoint to get the hash. We will be sending that hash to Google Play Integrity library, and it will create a token for us. So this is get endpoint is only to generate the hash. Now you can generate the hash whatever however you feel like. I've like I did chat GPT for this and it told me to use this. So here is my secret key. You can provide it inside an environment variable if you want. Here I'm just using timestamp. Here I'm using the crypto module. I'm creating an HMAC, passing the SHA-256, passing our secret key, then updating app data, passing our timestamp to it, and the digest is of hex. Then whatever hash I'm getting, I'm just sending it back to front end side. Do note this, the key is message. So every time I want to every time I get the response, the value will be in this message variable. So be careful with this. Okay, so this is the only thing. Like I said, this will give an hash. The hash we will send it to Play Integrity, which which we will be doing it on React Native side, and the Play Integrity will give us the token. Then we will send this token which we get from React Native to this backend API with the help of this post call. So here you can see it accepts a token. Then here we are the path we are using to get hold of this particular file. Now this file name is different, so I'll just copy this file name and I'll change it over here. Okay, so here you can see this is our JSON file name. That's what we are using over here. Then this is the package name. So what is your React Native's package name? So I will just change this to com.codingwithnobody.venture vault. Now this is again very important. We'll have to change our package name on React Native side as well once we create our project. So don't just add random thing, because this package name is also important when we upload our app to Google Play Store. Then here we just get hold of our key file path, as well as this is the scope for it. Then here we get client or .get client. Then here we get the access token as well. Then here we create our URL by passing the package name variable to it. Then we just do a fetch call. Fetch means basically a network call. We use fetch in JavaScript side. So that's what we are doing over here. So method is post. This is the authorization content type, and we are passing the integrity token. And here we just get the JSON response back, and whatever message we get, we send it back to React Native side. I don't think you need to JSON stringify this, but yeah, I've just done it just for the sake of it. I mean, you can directly pass the JSON which we get as well. Now this JSON will tell us, there will be a lot of data in this JSON, but it will tell us whether the app has been downloaded it from Google Play Store or not. So that's the important part. So yeah, this is done. Now the next thing I will do is, which I won't show in this video, is I will just push it to GitHub. Then I will just go to vercel.com. Again, if you are using AWS, Google Cloud, use whatever you feel like. I'll just go to vercel.com, and it has a import project button. For sign in, I have already connected my GitHub account to Vercel. It has a add new project button. So I'll just select my GitHub repository where I have pushed this backend code, and click on deploy, and it will automatically created a random URL, a base URL for me. So something like mybackend.vercel.app. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so if the app is deployed on mybackend.vercel.app, then to access our API, I will have to go to mybackend.vercel.app/API/users, and in that I can access the get and post API endpoint. So hopefully you got the point. So I'll quickly deploy this application and come back, and then we'll see the React Native side. Alright, so what I have done is that I have deployed my backend to Vercel. Again, this video is not sponsored by Vercel. I'm just using it just because it is easy for me. Use whatever you feel is easy for you. Then I have already written down all the React Native code as well, just to save time, but I'll explain it to you as much as I can. So first you have to create a React Native project. So you can just copy this command, but here you don't have to specify the version. Whatever is the latest version, it will use that. And here, instead of turbo module example, you can just give your own app name. I have just named it as RN app. Okay, but give your own app name, that's fine. So once it creates a project for us, So here you can see it has created this React Native project for me. Again, like I said, I have already written down all the code, but I'll show it to you as much as I can. So here first, if you see, we'll have to write native code for this because there is no React Native library available for this. So first we have to create a folder called specs. So here you can see I have created, inside your React Native project you will have to create a folder called specs. Inside that they have told us to create this native local storage.ts. Now native local storage name does not make sense in our case, so what I have named it as native play.ts. You can name it whatever you feel like, but if you are doing this for the very first time, do follow what I am doing. And this native word is very important, so the file name should start with the word native, but then you can name it whatever you feel like. So I have named it as native play.ts because this name will be used in lot other places as well, that's why this is important. Then what I did was I just copied all this code and pasted it over here. Okay, but if you see, I don't want all these four methods. This does not again make sense in my case. All I need is one method which can generate the token for me, right? Because it will take an hash which we will get from our get API endpoint, and it will generate a token for us, and we'll send that token to our post API call. So we just need one method to generate the token from Google Play Integrity, and we will send it as a form of string. And here you will again have to change this name to your own file name, so don't forget this step. Once that is done, you can just copy paste this particular bit of code which they have given inside your package.json. So just go to your package.json, and here you can see I have copy pasted the code, but again you will have to change the file name to whatever is your TypeScript file name, and don't forget to add the word spec. So the word spec is very important at the very end as well. Here also I have added this Java package name as well, com.nativeplay. So yeah, that's what this is referring to. So hopefully you got the point. So codegen config name type, yeah, this all have copied it. Only this file name has been changed as well as this name has been changed. Now given that we have changed the package.json, I will just go back to my React Native application where I have created it. Okay, and here is my React Native application. I'll just cd to it. I'll clear everything out. Okay, and I will just do npm install. Just do npm install because we have changed our package.json file. Now I have already done this, so I won't run it again, but you will have to do it. Once that is done, you will have to cd to the Android folder. So I will just cd to the Android folder, and then you will have to run this particular command. Again, I have already ran this command, so I won't run it again, just trying to show it to you. So this will take a little bit of time because it need to do code generation based on the TypeScript file which we have created. Okay, once this is done, again we'll just scroll down. First let's see how to use it. So just go to app.tsx, and here you can see I have added this use state import as well as this touchable opacity and text import, and here I have also imported our TypeScript file. Then here I have created two state, one for getting the hash from our get API endpoint, and this is the response which we will get from our post call. That's also I want to display it to you, just to show it to you what exactly is the response if you try to download it from Google Play Store, or if you try to download it from like sideload the app. Basically in this case we will be simulating it from a pirated software. Okay, then I'll come back to this in a bit. I'll come back to this also in a bit. So if you see the UI logic, first I have just created one button. So this will help us to call the get hash API endpoint which we have created. Okay, so the next is this get hash method which I have done. So here again I'm using fetch, which is a JavaScript thing to call an API. So here I have just passed my backend API. Now don't try to use this API because by the time you watch this video I have already terminated this particular backend service. So don't try to use this. Use your own API. And once we get a proper response, here you can see I'm just getting the message key from our response because that's what we were sending it from the backend side, right? And here I just do set hash. So whatever is the hash, we are displaying it inside this particular text component. Now this is just for our own understanding. You don't have to display the hash to the user. Then I have created another button called touchable opacity, and on press of it, we call this native play.get token, passing our hash, and we get token out of it. And then we call this post API, which I will show you shortly. So I'll just show it to you now. So here again the same thing, we are calling fetch, passing our backend API. Method is of type post, header content application JSON, and here we just stringify it and pass our token to it. And here we just do const data await response.json, and whatever data we get, we just do set validation data dot message. Now this will contain the actual response of Google Play integrity, whether this app was downloaded from Google Play Store or not, and also that I'm displaying it inside this particular text component. Now in a real world use case, you should not create these buttons, right? You should directly call this get API endpoint as soon as your app is launched or something very important is happening in your app, like awarding coins to a user or doing some kind of a payment integration. So before doing payment or awarding coins to a user, or as soon as your app launch, you should immediately call this get API, then get the token from this particular thing, and all call this post API. Once this is properly validated, then only you allow the user to proceed ahead, or just block the user or display an alert saying that you have downloaded a pirated version, or whatever you feel like is right message for you. Okay, so this is done. So yeah, that's how simple it is. Now let's see the actual implementation on Google Play integrity side. So first you will have to go to the Android folder, go to app, go to build.gradle file, and here you will have to scroll down to the dependencies section over here, and here you will have to add this implementation com.google.android play integrity 1.4.0. so make sure you add this particular thing. Then you will have to go to src main android manifest.xml. just make sure you have this internet permission as well. Okay, then if you remember, we required this cloud project number, so I'll just copy this. Okay, then you will have to go to this android app src main java com, and here you will have to create a folder called native play. Again, the name is very important because that's what we gave it as a package name inside package.json file. So yeah, hopefully you remember that. So firstly you will create a file called Kotlin file called native play module.kt. if you check the documentation as well, they also do the same thing. So here you can see they have created this model. Now we can't really copy paste all this code because our logic is completely different. So firstly you will have to add this package, your own package name. Then these are all the imports. I think the imports will be more or less the same for everyone. Then here you will have to again name it as native play module or whatever is your TypeScript file name. We have to pass React application context, and we have to extend native play spec. Then here we have to override this particular method called name, and here if you see companion object, we are passing our name to it. So the name of the file is native play. So that's what we are writing over here. Then here we create this integrity manager factory.create standard, and here we create this integrity token provider as well. Now this should be our project name, so I'll just remove this and I'll paste it over here. So again, make sure you write your own project number. My project number will not work for you because I will be deleting my project. Then here inside init, we just do standard integrity manager dot prepare integrity token, pass our standard integrity manager prepare integrity token request builder, set the cloud project number, and on success we get the token provider, and we just assign it to our integrity token provider. And in case of error, I just display a toast message. Then so this is not required, I'll just delete this. So here we are overriding the get token method, which we have defined it inside our TypeScript file. So here we just do integrity token provider dot request, passing our standard integrity manager integrity token request dot builder. So this hash we got it from our get API endpoint, which we were sending it to our TypeScript file, right? That's why we are taking this as an input, and this promise is appended automatically with the help of code generation. So once this integrity token response is on success listener, we get the response token, we send it back to React Native side. If you want, you can add a failure listener as well, just to display a toast message or handle the failure use case, but I have not done that. I'll leave that up to you. And here we again have to add this companion object as well, and the name of this should be the same whatever is your TypeScript file name. So once that is done, here we have to create this another file called native play package.kt. Now this you can just copy paste it from the documentation. If you want, you will have to make few changes. So firstly, the name of the Kotlin file, secondly the package name. Here also you will have to change it to native play package. Then here everywhere else you will have to use native play module over here as well, over here as well as over here. So don't forget this. They have used this underscore class name underscore. I have removed that because like this documentation was prepared keeping in React Native version 76 in mind. I am currently on React Native version 77, so this documentation might get updated in the future. That's why, I mean, the number of input parameters which are taken inside this particular method is the same, but the way it is the way the input parameters are named has changed, I think, in 77, because I was getting error. That's why I've just passed only the values. We are not adding this parameter name, so anyways this is not required. That's why. So be careful with this. Again, like I said, they might update the documentation in future. Then once this is done, you will have to go to main application.kt. Here you can see inside rnapp we have this main application.kt, and here we just add this particular import. Again, this import is very important. It will change according to what your TypeScript file name is. And here you will have to add this add native play package. Okay, so I think that should be it. Let's see if I forgot anything. I don't think so. Yeah, one important thing. If you remember inside our backend code, okay, I don't have my backend open, so I'll just open it, my backend code. We gave our package name, right? Now by default React Native creates its own package name. It doesn't does not ask us for a package name, so I'll have to use this particular package name. So what I can do is I can just go to build.gradle over here, and here you can see it has given the package name as com.rnapp because my React Native project name was rnapp. But I don't want this, otherwise our backend will not recognize this. So what I can do is I can just search for com.rnapp everywhere, and we'll just change it with coding with nobody venture world. Again, you should use your own package name. Don't copy my package name, because I will be deploying it to Google Play Store, and then Google Play Store will not allow you to use my own package name. I don't think this will be that difficult. Let's see. So I'll paste it over here, then I'll paste it over here as well. Let's see, in main activity also I'll have to change it over here, and here also I will have to change it. Now there is one important thing as well which we have to change. So you'll have to go to your project. Here is our project rnapp. So here you will have to go to Android app src main java com. Now this should not be rnapp, it should be coding with nobody, right? So again I'll just do this. So here also this particular package name structure is followed. So coding with nobody, I'll go over here and we'll have to create one more folder name as venture vault, and I'll create one more folder venture vault, and then I'll just copy these two files inside venture vault. Okay, I think that should be it. Let's see. App name, again, if you want you can change it to venture vault over here as well, or whatever is your app name. I just want to be on the safer side. I don't want to make any mistakes over here. That's why I'm changing all this. Package.json, I think this should is fine, but let's again, does not match. Okay, I'll just change everything as small case inside package.json. Okay, here it is rnapp as well, so I don't want rnapp. I want venture vault. Again, now here I'm confused whether it should be small case or whether it should be uppercase. Let's keep it as uppercase. Let's see if anything wrong happens, we'll change it. Again, here it should be venture vault as well. Statement component. Okay, we don't care about the Swift files or info.plist because like this is only Android specific. Like if you are really deploying it to Google Play Store and Apple App Store, then you will have to make changes for iOS as well, but I am not doing those iOS changes. What is this? Yeah, log file. I think this is fine. I'll just do an npm install and it should change the log file for us as well. Yeah, and inside settings.gradle also I'll have to change it over here, venture vault. So I think that should be it. Let's see if this works or not. So first what I will do is I will run it locally. It is basically like side loading an app or downloading it from a pirated version, right? Basically we are not downloading it from Google Play Store. So in that case, once we do post call, it should tell us that you have not downloaded this app from Google Play Store. Let me try to run this application first. If there are any error, I'll come back again and show it to you. Okay guys, so here is my app running. I'll click on this get hash button. Even I have not tested it. Let's see it works or not. Okay, so here we have received our hash. Again, it's just for your own understanding, don't display this hash. I'll click on this validate button and here you can see I'm able to get the response. Now if you concentrate on this app integrity thing, app recognition verdict unrecognized version, so this tells us that this app was not downloaded it from Google Play Store. Okay, so hopefully you got the point. Now we need to download this app to Google Play Store because I want to show it the other way around as well. So now you can use whatever method you are comfortable with generating a release Android app bundle. I'm more comfortable with Android Studio. So if you want to again follow along, the way I do is you just have to open Android Studio and you will have to import this Android folder only inside Android Studio. Now the Gradle sync will take a little bit of time, so be patient. Then typically what I do is just go to build, okay, generate signed app bundle APK, click on Android app bundle, click next, create new, select this folder icon over here, and here I can go to downloads. I will go to my camp RN app. I'll click on save as well, and here I will just name it as like give whatever password you feel like, confirm the password as well. Okay, here if you want to change the alias you can change it. Again I'll just give some password and confirm that password as well, 93, and here you can just give some name. I'll click on OK. Then I'll click on remember password. I'll click on next. I'll select release and click on create. So hopefully this will create the release build for me. One more thing which I want to tell you is, suppose you created a release build, you uploaded it to the app to Play Store. Now you made some mistake, you want to create another release build. So to do that, you can obviously directly click on build, generate signed bundle. This will automatically save you. Click next. It has automatically saved all the details and you can click next. But when you try to upload it for the second or third time, Google Play Store will throw an error because you need to increment the version number as well. So go to app, build.gradle, and here you will have to change this to if you are doing it for the second time, you will have to change this to 2 and 2.0, third time 3 and 3.0. so hopefully that makes sense to you, but I'll just change it back to 1.0. so let's just wait for this to finish. I think what it will do is inside our app it will create one, you will have to go to your Android folder and here it will create a Android app bundle for us. So we'll just have to wait for this to finish. Okay, so as you can see over here, my build was successful. Then like I mentioned, we just have to go to our app, go to our Android folder, and here you can go to, I think it should be somewhere app, I guess. Yeah, app release, and here is our release APK. So yeah, then we now just need to upload our app to Google Play Store. Make sure you uninstall your application which you have directly installed from your local before installing the app from Google Play Store, otherwise it might cause some issues. So yeah, do that particular needful as well. Next, let's go to Google Play Store. Is you will have to come to Google Play console and here you will have to click on this create app button. Okay, then over here I will just name my app as Venture Vault. It is an app. If you want you can select it as a game as well. It is a free app, and here I'll just accept this. I'll click on create app. Let's just wait for this to finish. Okay, I'll just close this. Okay, so this is done as well. And then we just have to click on test and release. You will have to go to app integrity, and here I'll just scroll down, click on link a Google Cloud project, and here you can see it has automatically selected the proper project for me. If it is not selected for you, you can click on this drop down, search for your project, then click on link project. Okay, once this is done, again just scroll down. Okay, so all these steps are done. Again, I'll just go to test and release, go to app integrity just to check one more time. Okay, so this is done, this is done. Yeah, this is fine. We have already integrated this. So now we can, what we can do is you just go to testing, go to internal testing, and here we can click on this create new release button, and here we can just drag and drop this release over here. Now don't move away from this page. You might be wondering why the app size is 32 MB, because we have created an Android app bundle. It will automatically use split APKs behind the scene and trim down the app size for us while downloading it, so don't worry about it. And here inside release name, I'll just add it as 1.0. Let's just wait for this to get optimized for distribution. Okay, so this is done as well. Now let's click on next, and here this, you can ignore this warning, this is fine. And here you can see the app size has drastically come down 8.18. you can even trim it down further if you try to use something called R8 on Android side. I don't want to go into that, that is out of the scope for this tutorial. I'll click on save and publish. I'll click on save and publish again. So let's just wait. Okay, so this is done. Now the app should be available as it says. Sometimes it does take up to an hour for the app to become available. Now how you can download this app from Google Play Store? You can't directly search your app, it will not be available for you. You will have to go to the tester section. Here you can see I have already added all the testers. So what you will have to do, you will have to click on this create email list, give it some name, and here you can enter your own email ID or your tester's email ID, and then click on save changes. Once that is done, just select all of them and just click on save. Now for your testers, you will have to copy this particular link and share this link with your testers. And with the help of this particular link, firstly, once your tester goes to that link, it will open it in Chrome or whatever browser you are using on your Android device. They will have to accept the invitation, but make sure they have signed in inside their Android device as well as in Chrome with the same email ID which you have given it for your testers over here. And then they will have to accept the invite. So I'll quickly do that. Okay, so here you can see that I have went to this link. Then I can just click on the, again I'm mirroring my device, so the output is little laggy, just bear with me over here. I'll click on this accept invite button, and here you can see we can just click on this download it on Google Play hyperlink which is available. I'll click on it and it will automatically redirect it to me to Google Play Store. So now again our app is not approved by Google, that's why this looks a little bit weird with our own package name. I'll click on install, and if you I'm not sure if you have saw it or not, but our app size is almost 7 MB, so it has reduced even further. So it varies little bit depending on what Android version you are using or what Android device you are using specifically. So let's just wait. Like again I mentioned, you can use R8 to even reduce it even further, but I don't want to go into that. So here you can see our app has been installed. Now I will just click on open, and here is our app. I'll click on this get hash button, and here we have received our hash. Now I'll click on validate, and here you can see that if you go to play recognized, here if you go to app integrity, app recognition, now it is showing play recognized because this app was downloaded from Google Play Store. So hopefully you got the point. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you. Bye.